I'm here with my Bell's-faced lace monitor that I'm about to feed. But as you can see by the title of this YouTube video, I'm gonna go over how my animals made me broke, which is true. I'm in a lot of credit card debt right now because of all these animals and all the upgrades we've been doing to keep them in the best conditions that we can keep them in. And I wanna tell you guys how I got in this situation and how I'm gonna get myself out of it. So first of all, she's been eyeing up this chicken drumstick for a while, so I'm gonna feed her right now. Check it out. She can take down this whole leg by herself. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that.
She is ready.
Just one whole chicken drumstick. She's gonna swallow this whole thing whole. Wait to see it. But so while she's eating it, let me explain to you guys. I have 3 Bell's face lace monitors. Each of these lizards cost $6,500 each. That's just to purchase them. After that, you have the lighting, cages, and everything else that you need to keep these guys in good conditions and alive. So just this alone has cost me well over $20,000 just in these 3 lizards alone. So these guys eat chicken, tilapia, shrimp, quail, all those kind of animals. I never feed them rats or anything like that because it's too fatty for them and it's not really a good diet. So as you can imagine, the grocery bill really adds up when you're feeding them this much meat every single month. So the goal with these animals, to get myself out of debt with them, is to breed them. And we have actually introduced this female here to my other male who we're gonna feed in a minute. And they have shown signs that they really like each other. But our next problem is we're going to have to build her a big new outdoor enclosure with a nest box. And how they do it in Australia in the wild is they use termite mounds. So we're gonna make a fake termite mound so she can lay her eggs. And then like I said, they're $6,500 each. So hopefully we'll get between 5 and 10 eggs, and that will cover all my costs, at least on the purchase price of these animals, and then start putting us in the green instead of the red. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. Look at that. Pretty crazy, right, Joe?
That is actually super crazy.
Look at that, she ate the whole thing. Swallowed the whole thing. Let's see if her boyfriend is hungry. See if he's interested. Oh yeah, he's hungry. Look at that. You want this? He's figuring it out.
There you go.
Swallow that. Yeah, delicious. Look at that. Big chunk of chicken. And there we go. Look at that. Isn't that
with
nuts?
the tongue out too.
Look at that. That thing was huge.
That's insane.
Yep, and there it goes. Straight down the throat. So the cool thing is, right, so they've both eaten their meal and now they're both sunbaking to help digest it. It's pretty cool, right? But yeah, see how they got both cages are right next to each other? So this way I'm kind of like having them sort of see each other all the time. So when I put them together the other week, which if you haven't seen it, it's in a previous video, they really showed really good signs of really liking each other. But like I said, the problem is, since I don't have a nest box in here that's built, she's not gonna lay any eggs. So no eggs right now. But the best thing is, now that we're moving into like summer in Vegas, I'm gonna be able to build them a big outdoor enclosure. That way she'll have a proper naturalistic enclosure, and these guys can handle 120 degrees like no problem. And I've also been told the super hot temperatures really helps with them when they are kind of in that sort of mode to give birth. Also, they don't need the humidity like the other monitors I have, so they can be outside here in Vegas during summer, no worries at all. They eat more like birds and stuff like that. They're not water monitors, so they have worse teeth than like black dragons and other lizards like that, so they do give bad bites. I got bit by one once, my own fault, and got 5 stitches, and it was only a baby, like 5 stitches in my finger. It was pretty gnarly. So these guys are pretty aggressive, but the thing is, they are just so damn expensive, but one of the coolest lizards out there. Perfect. So pro tip as well, once you have finished feeding your lizards, make sure you don't lick your fingers because you will get salmonella, right? Salmonella, not good.
Salmonella.
You don't want that shit. I don't know what it does, but I think it makes you blind and your limbs fall off. Is that right, Joe?
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway. So while we're on the subject of lizards, let's move on to the next lizards that are making me broke, shall we? Next up, we have the black dragon. This is Godzilla. Check him out. Look at this guy. He's like one of the best. He's one of the best lizards I have. He is so friendly, even though it was a pretty big jump. So this guy I think he cost $3,500, money well spent. I've said in previous videos, all these cages right now are catteries, but we're gonna be building luxury, like big zoo-like quality enclosures with them, which are gonna cost thousands. We won't worry about that right now. So he was about $3,500, and then my plan with him was to be just a pet, and don't worry, we're cleaning his water out, but we feel like we decided we should feed him first before we fill the water back up and make it all filthy. But the plan for him was to just be a pet, but we do have an exanthic water monitor from Jaded Prehistoric Pets, who's a female, and he said mating them together eventually would be a good idea. She was around just under $2,000, so with these two lizards combined, about $5,500. So yeah, you guys can see how fast this is starting to add up. And then here we have the small little exanthic. This is a exanthic Asian water monitor, that's why the pattern's like this. So she's a little bit feisty, so we're taming her down a little bit, but hopefully one day we will breed these guys together, the black dragon with her. And I've been told that apparently the exanthic, the black dragon, the colors should make it even more darker in the colors for her and the baby. So hopefully we can create some cool stuff, because these guys, well, he was supposed to be a pet, but now hopefully he'll be able to like recoup some of his money too. But the one that will not be recouping any money, because we will not be breeding him, is the croc monitor behind me. Cut to the, I don't know, juicy B-roll with the dramatic music. So this is my croc monitor. They have the worst teeth of any lizard. They're super ferocious. One bite from this guy, you're straight to the hospital. You've been getting multiple stitches. These things are no joke. So this guy, I got him because I have a friend in LA who had 2 male croc monitors and only needed 1. So I got very lucky and scored this guy for only $4,000, which is like super cheap for what it is. But he is always gonna be, excuse my parrot screaming in the background, but he is only ever going to be a pet. There will be no breeding program with him. So hopefully we'll get some great content on this channel, and then eventually we're going to build him a big outdoor enclosure as well, so we can just live like in the most naturalistic style environment. After the lizards, the next thing we are working on is the Leuchy geckos. So I have 2 Leuchy geckos that actually just laid eggs today. We just put them into the incubator earlier. Let me show you. We pulled out these eggs earlier. I'm hoping these are going to be good. Check it out. We got them in the sand, got them in the incubator. So hopefully we'll get some nice little babies. If you guys haven't seen Leuchy geckos before, they're super cool. They're from an island. I think they're from New Caledonia, right, babe?
Yes.
So I don't even want to disturb them right now. I'm sure you guys have seen these before on other channels, but these are super, super cool lizards. So that's all the lizards we will be breeding. We won't be breeding any more lizards. That is what we're going to be doing. And then of course we have the ball pythons, which have cost me over $100,000. But my goal is, I really thought about it. I'm not trying to breed animals for breeders, right? So I'm not trying to make $10,000 plus snakes. I have some that cost that amount in the beginning. For instance, let's have a look. My clown orange dream pied. This girl here cost $10,000 when I bought her. She's probably worth 3,500 bucks right now. But you guys tell me, see, this is the clown. It makes the head stamp, so the pattern on her head looks a certain way because of the clown gene. But I personally think that versus, let's say, like a normal pied, I really don't see how she looks any prettier. Do you, Joe?
No.
And this is like a normal pied, $350 to $800 depending where you're buying them from, right? And then of course you have the albinos, like this girl here, super, super pretty. So what I'm gonna be focusing on, so if you guys wanna get snakes from me in the future, is gonna be all pieds, which adds this cool, all that cool whiteness, right? You see in the snake? This, breaking out the pattern, that's what the pied gene is. But that's all I'm gonna be focusing on, making super high quality pied, sort of like high-end pets, right? So like starting at $350 up to a couple of $1,000s, that's it. I'm not trying to breed any world's first crazy snakes. I'm just trying to do high quality pieds, and then also the same with my reticulated pythons, which you guys probably have seen before. They cost a fortune. One of them was $6 grand. Another one was a couple of $1,000s I got lucky with, and another one that will be on its way soon was $7,000. So super expensive, but all my snakes are gonna be pied. So that's my breeding program for the lizards and the snakes. All right, Karina, where should we take them next?
I think we should go outside and show them all the building progress.
Welcome to another beautiful Las Vegas sunny day. Just kidding. I don't know where this rain came from.
It's an anomaly.
This is like a once a year thing. So we really appreciate it. That's why we're standing out here getting wet right now. But if you guys haven't seen the yard before, we have the wallaby pen up there. We are breeding wallabies, but we won't be selling them for a while because I have to get my USDA license until I can sell them. And then we have the chicken coop that we're building up there. So we have eggs all year round. We have 2 giant sulcata tortoises. I don't think I'm gonna breed them though, because I think there's just too many sulcata babies in the world these days, but they're just beautiful animals to have. But this whole backyard is probably going to cost, how much do you think it's going to cost to finish?
Probably about 100,000.
Yeah, probably about $100,000. So we're going to put in a rock waterfall. We're going to put a bar outside over here. And over here where the sauna is, we're actually going to build an entire casita, like a whole second house. It's going to be one giant room, and that's going to be our new reptile room. So we'll be able to have all the animals kept there perfectly. Because if you guys ever want to get into reptile breeding, the biggest lesson that I've ever learned is setup is the most important thing. When you have one snake having one tank with a heat lamp on it, you're good to go. When you have 100 snakes, if it's not perfect, if the temperature spikes, if anything happens, they will get sick and they will die. So you want to make sure your setup is absolutely immaculate, and that is why I'm going to build a bulletproof setup for them. Split system air conditioning, all the cameras, heat control devices, everything, so nothing ever goes wrong. But yeah, we're doing a lot of building around here, so if you guys are sticking around to check out all the builds on this channel, we appreciate it. But now, let's check out some of the furry animals, shall we? How about the kinkajou and some hedgehogs?
Yes, let's go and look at them.
All right, so now for the fun ones, right? So we have the kinkajou here, and here we have one of our favorite hedgehogs. Look at this guy. This guy does not use his wheel, by the way, so that's why, look how fat he is. He refuses, he has a wheel in his cage, he refuses to use it. And then we have Charlie over here, the macaw, who's been talking all kinds of smack. He says hello, hi, ha ha ha, and up, and then also apparently f off. Bleep that out. Anyway, look at this guy. So we have these cool little hedgehogs. So I have 2 hedgehogs. My female gave birth to 7 beautiful baby hedgehogs. So I'm actually gonna put a link in the comments for the baby hedgehogs that I have available right now. So if you're in Las Vegas, if you're a local, you'll be able to pick up some hedgehog babies from us, and then hopefully we'll have some more. But this is the first step of our, I guess, mammals, right?
You have a really nice scarf, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Look at my scarf. Beautiful, beautiful scarf. Look, Charlie's trying to come to you. Say hello. Charlie, say hello.
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 Hi.
Hi. This is what we do all day long, is try and talk to this freaking bird. Anyway, this is the start of our mammals. The goal is to finish this house, and then in Vegas, this is going to be more of our headquarters for our reptiles. And then we want to get a place out in Texas, 100 acres, where we can have kangaroos, emus, potentially a giraffe, monkeys, lemurs, all that fun stuff. And then have an exotic animal ranch. We work with endangered species, giving back, and then also breeding. That's the whole plan. That's what we're doing here. But I think if you calculate everything I've spent, it's going to be around $500,000. It's ridiculous the amount of money we've spent on this.
Yeah.
And we are completely broke right now, but we are rich in animal babies. Yeah.
I think if you guys want to help us a little bit, you can subscribe to this page and make sure you like this video, because this helps a lot.
It does help a lot. It helps us a lot. And look how cute they are.
Just
you should like and
teleport.
subscribe for the hedgehogs, because they're just
And a
absolutely,
Pikachu.
yeah. But anyway, until next time, we'll catch you guys later.
Bye-bye.
He's waving goodbye, look. Bye.
Right.